Everybody, Don Giannatti from lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. This is another in one of my series here, another one in the series of what makes this photo great. And, we're looking at more than one photograph in many cases here. This photographer I ran across a couple of years ago, and she just really, really knocked my socks off. I just love her work so much. She's moving into different areas now, lifestyle and stuff, but I'm going to show you a few of the images that I'm just absolutely knocked out by. They're great. They're great images. Her name is V.K.REES, and she's a photographer in New York City. And let's take a look at her work here. We're going to start with this top down. When I first ran across her work, she had a lot of top-down work, and she did it so well. It can be overdone, and it can be done poorly. But she does it with such, flair. Look at this. Look at the image here, and look at the dark areas up here, and the dark areas down here, and how that drives your attention to that center area. This is where all the magic is on this. Now, this is not a hero shot, right? This is not something where there's one thing on the page and that's what we're focusing. It's not a picture of the little thingy here, whatever that's called, pesta thingy, I guess. It's not a picture of that. It's not a picture of the soup, although there are two soups here and lots of ingredients. It may have been an editorial type shot for these soups, but all these ingredients out here and everything here makes it a shot of the set, of the totality. And it's beautifully done. If you look at the framing and the distance, how things slightly overlap here. Look at this bowl off center there. A couple of little items here to set that off as well so that we don't have this big white, thing glaring at us. We've got this leaf all by itself that helps break up this area because this thing does a really good job of doing that for us anyway. Then we come down here and we've got the little metal mesh thing, and the muffins have fallen off. We've got the slate that comes up, and notice how this bowl or bottle goes off the slate. It is dynamically placed. It's not on the slate. It has some dynamics going off into the wood background. We've got the leaf that does the same thing. We've got color down here in the corner. It's really just a well thought out photograph. And if you go through it and you look at the distances from things, you can see that there's some planning here, how far away things are from each other, that space and that space and that space and this space down here and that space and this space right there. Everything just really, really works. It's a lovely shot by V.K.REES, our photographer this week for what makes this photo great. Here's another top down. Just really love this when I saw it. Look at all the different grates. Do you see that? All these different metal grates here are used as the background, and a unifying texture to this, plus all the greens and whites and that very pale blue really, really make a nice shot. And again, look at the detail, how the green onions come off of the little board there, how the chopsticks come off and into the grids, how that little cloth goes underneath the handle here, the beautiful way that limes are handled, the beautiful way the spoon comes into the set, all of this stuff. Notice this little bowl here. It's not in the middle of this chopping block. It's to the edge and coming off of it. This adds tension. It adds design, and it has a lot of powerful ideas that we understand. It's dynamic. It's on the edge. Look at how this one comes right over the edge of this bowl here, and how the bowl goes over the green onions there. All of this is so well done. And then look at the light. Just kind of like the light is just, I don't know, where is it coming from? It's all over the place. We do have some shadows here, but obviously the light's coming from fairly above. You can see here we've got some nice shadows underneath those things and some nice reflections as well. So it's a beautiful shot, still life shot. And again, if you look at how things are laid out, are spaced out, getting that panhandle over this, that's so important. It's important so the panhandle comes in front. We get dimension out of everything on the page. It is really a well thought out photograph. Spend a few minutes and check it out. Really like this. I love that the milk is spilled. You see how the milk is spilled in here? The milk is spilled in a way that it almost looks like it's part of the texture of the marble, right? And then we've got the little cookies in here. They're beautifully done. All the cookies are spaced well. That cookie is sort of spaced out a little bit different, and that cookie is spaced out. So when we look at it, we see these two cookies and maybe the spoon down here. This is kind of where my eye goes to anyway. But overall, again, it really is a general shot of the set. And this is something that she really excels at, is creating an image that doesn't have a mistaken focal point or a mistaken hero. This is the shot. All of this is just as important as anything else. It is a great shot of these lemon bars, and I like the way the milk is just so beautifully laid into here and spilled in such intricate little designs here. Nothing left to chance, folks. They didn't just dump some milk over here. It's all very well composed and very well designed. It's a great little shot. Here's another lay flat, and I really liked this for so many reasons. But part of it, we got a hand. Part of it is this hand coming in, and this hand coming in, and those hands, and that elbow up there. And even though you may not see them immediately, you see them. Your eyes know they are there. So look again how we're using the cutting board, and how the round bowl goes off the cutting board, actually on top of the other cutting board. This one goes off the cutting board, a little bit of dynamics there, some dynamics down here. The hand goes over the plate, so that gives us space. The same thing with the knife there on the plate. The same thing with the hand and butter. And notice how this glass goes into the plate, so it's not sort of sitting out all by itself somewhere. Everything is designed on this image to create tension and dynamics and a real sense of design. Really, really well designed. Look at the plate there right next to the cookie, actually going over the cookie a little bit. It's all so beautifully done. Food styling is excellent throughout her work, whether it's hers or a food stylist. It's always terrific work, and it's just a lovely shot. I even like the little. Let's put a wrinkle in the tablecloth so that we don't have too much flat area right down in here. There's all kinds of little things that make the shot extraordinary. V.K.REES also does some really interesting things like this, creating the little boxes and lining everything up, including the burrito. Oh gosh, I'm hungry. Or the plate, the bowl here, which I'm even hungrier now. But notice how everything lines up so perfectly. We've got these little items sitting out here to create not only an interesting still life, but a great way for a client to show off their work, right? Off their products. I do like the fact that everything has got this big soft light on it. You can see the soft light reflecting in the material, in the metal, I mean. You can see the soft box right there. You can see all this metal reflecting the shiny dinosaur, all this up here. But we do have also a bit of a hard light. You see the shadow, that little hard light dropping a little thing down below, and here you can see a bit of a soft shadow from the soft box right here, and then we got the harder shadow. So the soft box is providing a nice big soft nice ambient, and we get that little shadow just to set everything off and give the image more punch, more dynamics, more dimension. It's so well done. This is one that she did, I believe, a number of years ago, and I just really loved it. I love the tones here. And if you're going to ask me if it's photoshopped in, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's a set that's built. Maybe it's photoshopped in. Maybe it's a combination of both. But I really, really think the client was going to love this bottle here because it looks so great. And remember, my background is as a photographer and a creative director, art director for an ad agency that I was partner in. So I've done a lot of sitting on the side of the desk of the creative director, knowing what I want. And I think that a bit of the choices and a bit of the things I talk about here come from that side of me more than the photography side of me. Got a lot of years in photography. It's what I started out in. Actually, I started out in music, and then I went to photography. And then 10 years of being a creative director, graphic designer, and art director helps me from a different side too. And I know that if I was a creative director for this would just knock me out. I think I would just love to put some type up here and just run this as an ad. It's just gorgeous. Look at the little piece of paper it's sitting on down there. Look at the glass with the light coming from behind it. Look at the shadow that comes out in front of it. Everything is so well done that there's nothing left to chance. When you're working on still life at this level, nothing is left to chance. And V.K.REES is just a fantastic photographer. One more shot that I really love, and that's this shot, Slingshot Coffee. We're looking straight down at the cups, and look at the beautiful dynamic placement of everything in here. It's just gorgeous. Notice how we have the little book down here as a background. We've got the cup on the book. The cup is taller than the little coffee beans, so it fits over the top of them. Both of them fit over the book. They're too big for the book, so they go over that way. They go over here. The plant goes onto the book, onto the white background. The beans spill right here down onto the white background. The 5 is under the book. The Slingshot coffee thing is over the book, so dynamics there. And then we've got this little spill out here, and this little cap sits all by itself, but it's okay. It's the cap. If you just get it, it's the cap. It can sit out here by itself. The rest of it's food. The rest of it's what we imbibe here. Beautiful highlight in the top of the coffee, and this little dark area here reminds us that we're looking at liquid. If you don't have something in the top, bubbles or a little bit of negative reflection, then it could look just, if this was all the way across, can you imagine? It would look like pudding, right? So it's just a gorgeous shot, pure white background. I love everything about it. So down below, there's some links to V.K.REES' website and some other things. I hope that you spend some time and go and see those links down below, and go to the website, go to see her blog, etc., and see what she's doing now. She's got a lot of new work that's really exciting. But in all fairness to my vision of what makes this photo great, this is the stuff that really got me going a couple of years ago, and I thought I would share it with you now. If you like what I'm doing, you like the video content here that we do ad-free, by the way. If you see ads on here, it's because Google did them, not me. Don't you love the light here? Look at that. Don't you just love the light? A little bright over here and dark, and it just feels like it's got so much dimension in the light itself. Just great. If you like the work, don't send me anything. Just subscribe, and I'd love that if you would, and comment down below and let me know if you like V.K.REES. Let her know, by the way, that you like her work, and we'll see you next time. Have a great one.